All right, welcome back to another episode of Seminoles Sideline 365. We're doing a little morning edition coming off or by the time you get this, maybe afternoon. But coming off of game one last night, Sooners take down Florida State 5-0 in what was a close contest for the first half of the game after weather delays. It wasn't until like 10:30 Eastern time this thing actually got underway. But I don't think the weather delays had anything to do with this matchup. I think a lot of the themes, and like I said, a lot of the things have to do with, and a lot of the questions coming out of this game is why wasn't Florida State's best player on the field? Kat Sandercock was not on the mound. To my surprise, I think both of our surprise when we discussed this on yesterday's show, the day before, and Oklahoma's best player was on the field. Jordan Bowl was sensational last night in pitching a shutout complete game. And she's just a straight out beast. There's no debating. Jordy Ball is a monster. I think she's got a hitless streak of 30 plus innings right now. She's 22-1 on the year, All-American. I think she's only a sophomore. They put their best player on the field because they were looking to win game one, right? And for Florida State, I know Coach Lonnie was trying to play some mind games in terms of show them a different look and show them kind of not give them something they wouldn't expect, because when you played Oklahoma in March, you played Sandercock and you came out with a loss there. And granted, that game was a lot closer. You put up some offense in that game, but they only But I think in a game like this, it's 3 months out. It's a different atmosphere. You're in a championship setting. I think you have to put your best player on the field, especially in game one. Now you're behind the 8-ball, and your best player never touched the field, not even in relief. And that's when things started. And that's not to take away from the performance that Mac Leonard put on. I thought she played admirably well through the first 3.5 innings. In the fourth is when they in the first 3 innings played pretty well, then started to fall apart. I believe it was in the fourth when she kind of hit Henson on Oklahoma, gave up an RBI there. Then she got pulled, and McKenna tried to come in and save it. She gave up a run, and that's when that middle relief that we talked about also in the previous show fell apart for Florida State, and the kind of the flurry of runs come from there. And Florida State could not produce any offense on the night. So for me, the most disappointing thing is that you did not put your best player on the field at all. And that is Sandercock. And that's the biggest question. I know people are going to question it. I know we should trust in Coach Lonnie. And like I said, I'm not a softball expert. I'm not a coaching expert. Like I said, they probably want to show a different look here. But I think you put your stars on the field and you put them in every opportunity you can. And I know they probably want to distribute her reps appropriately. See if they can steal game one and then use her in game 2 and 3 potentially. But you put in Mac in a starting role where she's had less than 30 innings all year with less than 10, with 10 starts. I just think that was a tough position for her to be in going against their top player in Oklahoma. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the Noles go down 5-0. I think that's the first key element here. We got no runs. It doesn't matter how many. You could get beat 1-0, 10-0. And we'll debate the championship slaughter rule, as they call it, or mercy rule, but which I know it's been debated, but I've heard and I sent to you that it's there.
I don't.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. My point is you got to score more than 0 runs. Now Oklahoma had their best pitcher. You've already summarized that. They threw the number 1 pitcher out there. Coach Lonnie had to make a decision. She's not that deep in pitching staff. We can go 5 years back and see that Sandercock is the main pitcher on this team. Okay. The strategy the whole year has been to reduce her innings and get more help from the bullpen and put her in the bullpen. She was given this role and she accepted it. Let's make sure we understand that. She pitched last year, I think it was, or in 2020, 21, 2021, 22, she pitched a hell of a lot more innings than she pitched this year. So Coach Lonnie gave her a new role, and that is you're going to be coming in middle relief. You're going to be coming in and closing games. We're going to challenge you with that role. And she accepted it, and she's done a hell of a good job with it. Okay? So the question of how the coach selects who's going to start game one, I understand your arguments. There are people making the arguments, but I am not going to challenge the strategy of our coach, not because she's our coach, but because she has a track record of performance. So I am not going to challenge what she's thinking. She's probably thinking that if I can get through most of this game and the game is close or tied, or we're maybe even up by one, you're going to see Sandercock come in and close out the game. That was her strategy in my eyes. When the game was not close, she was not going to bring her into this game, period. There was no way they were probably going to score 4 or 5 runs against the number one pitcher on Oklahoma. So that's my first thought, okay? So I'm not going to challenge that at all, and I think fans should back down and stop saying what they would do, what they weren't do. I'm tired of hearing that type of stuff because they've never coached in this type of situation. They've never even come into this atmosphere with this coaching situation. Each coach knows what their personnel is. Each coach knows that.
And I think to your point, that is the difficulty when you have the pitching by committee atmosphere too. Oklahoma has.
It's not pitching by committee.
Yeah, yes, it is. Florida State does not have the.
It's a strategy to get through the year.
It's a talent thing too. Oklahoma has 4 Sandercocks on their staff.
Well, that's okay. That's a recruiting thing. We're not going to deny that. And let's give credit to Oklahoma or any team that we're playing. If they beat us, it's well deserved. And if they have 4 Sandercocks on their team, well, good for them. Okay, that means we got to go out and get more pieces. So I understand and respect what you're saying, but I'm a little tired of people just challenging the coaching staff.
It's not a challenge. It's just a question.
That's all I'm saying. Okay, our concerns that we put out in our show before this series started came to fruition, and that started in the 4th inning, when I thought Mac Leonard came in a difficult situation to start this game, and she did a masterful job shutting down Oklahoma for 3 strong innings. When she was relieved, and then McKenna came in. McKenna is a young pitcher. McKenna is going to be a big plug next year. She came in. She had the experience. She got rocked. Okay, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah,
she came in and she got rocked by the Sooners. I think coach was thinking maybe a little bit of a different look may help, but the Sooners jumped all over her. Allie came in as well. She got rocked some around, and the game was over. That game was over. So the big thing is, once that game got out of hand, there was going to be no Sandercock. It's Sandercock tonight, and this is the big matchup tonight because Oklahoma wants to get our best pitcher on the mound now, wants to get our best pitcher on the mound. So if they're going to win the game, then they beat our best. For Sandercock, it's the challenge of the lifetime, which could be her last game in uniform. So for her, this is the moment she's been built for. She's been building for the entire 5 years.
Yeah.
She is a great pitcher, but if we don't get some run support, it's not going to matter. You could get beat 1-0, 2-1. We got to put the bat on the ball. All of our hitters did not get the job done last night, and they've got to get hit. Remember what I said in our preview show before the series. It's going to take 5, 6, 7 runs for us to win a game, to be competitive. We got 0 last night. And their number one pitcher shut us down. We got to give credit where credit is due. This is a well-built, a powerful Oklahoma team.
Yeah, we need the bats of Michaela and co to come alive like they did in March against Oklahoma. You have to, like you said, Sandercock can have a complete game, 1 run, but if the bats don't come alive tonight, your season's over, and Oklahoma gets a 3-peat.
I've got two other points I want to make. First of all, this is a cocky and arrogant.
No. See, this
Oklahoma team. Wait a minute. They're cocky.
Disagree.
They got swag, and it's no disrespect to them. That's because they can back it up. Okay, so our fans need to understand that fans are calling them classless and all this other stuff. What if you don't? A lot of people don't understand, ladies, a fast pitch softball at the collegiate level. It's different than men's baseball. It's different than anything you've seen. They chant, they sing, and they really celebrate the emotion of the game, which sometimes in baseball, even at the professional level, you don't see it at all. That doesn't mean they're classless. They can back up what they've been saying. So I'm not calling them out for that. What I do call out is this. An umpire could have made a call at second base. When Oklahoma had a runner make it all the way to second. The ball was being thrown in. She's celebrating, standing on the bag, puts her arms out in the air, and the ball hits her in the back of the head or the back, the relay throw coming in. Potentially, that could have been called as interference because she took third base. If I was the coach, I probably would have argued that because of her antics, it distracted our infielder and it caused a problem which made her advance. They could have made her come back to second. That should have been argued, okay, with interference with a fielder. The second thing I've got to say is this.
Can I talk?
Then I'll shut up.
Yeah,
this is what I got to say. I put it out on Twitter this morning, and I'm going to read it again. Having said it before, this FSU softball program is not a David in the battle with Oklahoma for the title. Not now, not never. Win or lose, this FSU program has earned and deserves the respect it should get. These ladies leave a big footprint anywhere they play, period. This isn't David and Goliath, and I've heard a lot of our media say that. I'm tired of hearing that. That belittles our program, and it's not good. It's not well-deserved. This team, win or lose, should get strong recognition.
Absolutely. Yeah, going back to your cocky statement, I think the word cocky may be the wrong terminology for that. I think it's more earned confidence, and it's no different. And the thing is, people think it's classless when it's not your team doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember back when Florida State during the championship run for football, when our guys were playing hangman on the sidelines in the middle of games, and when Jalen Ramsey was clapping in the face of Miami players,
or when Jamie Robinson slung the Miami quarterback down, we all love that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can't have it both ways.
It's always classless when your team's not doing it, and it's classless when you're not winning. Like a program that is this dominant, that is having fun, like it does. And especially when you're losing against them, it does feel bad. But to your opinion, like outside the interference calls, and if it's interfering with play and they're not calling it, that's when it breaks a barrier for me. But if they're this dominant, if they're having fun, I think it's an earned confidence, and it's something that sets them apart. And it's no different than you see with a lot of men's teams in different levels of different
and our
sports.
fans are just emotional. They're upset.
Yeah, I get it. But they're not doing anything wrong.
But
and it's nothing that we haven't seen our own teams do at different degrees in different sports at high levels when they're this dominant. So I think people need to get over it.
And KB, let's not keep saying in any game that has referees or umpires or whatever, there's going to be calls that each team doesn't like, okay? And I'm tired of seeing that, the series is dictated by the umpires or whatever.
To get Florida State to lose this game.
Florida State and the coaching staff and the girls and the ladies, they're not going to want to hear in the end, that's why we lost.
And I know
you don't hear it from them.
Because players aren't going back to the hotels saying, oh my God, did you look at these calls they missed? They don't care. So they're playing in the moment. And also, we're not analyzing the Oklahoma calls to say, oh, they missed that call for Oklahoma. So just focus on the game, focus on the players, focus on the plays in front of them. Why did we have 2 errors last night, right? Or 1 error last night, right?
And why aren't we hitting the ball? Focus on that. Yeah, that's what wins games, KB.
The refs aren't
that's what wins games.
The ball. So
all right. So the fans need to get over that. Some of them aren't going to like us for saying that. Some of them may drop us as subscribers. That's up to them. We don't control that. We're telling it how it is.
But it's
how
just,
it is.
I think it's just not conducive to supporting the players.
It's not
because
for a
they're making
program.
excuses, and you just
It's
put more
excuses.
support on the players and how they're performing.
Right.
That's the bigger thing.
Right. That's why the coaches are.
Because the players aren't making excuses, so don't make excuses for them. The players know what they need to do, and just support them. Don't make excuses for things. You're in the right position. You're in the championship game. They made it this far, like you said. It's not David versus Goliath. It's the right teams are here. Just enjoy the game, win or lose. Just enjoy the game. That's all.
And I'll tell you what, both teams, the ladies on both teams are enjoying the game. They're enjoying this moment.
It's the top elite teams going against it. That's what you want to see. The best of the best going against each other, win or lose. That's what you want to see. So, all right, that's going to do it. So enjoy the game tonight, 7:30, ESPN.
Hopefully no rain.
Yeah, hopefully no more delays, and hopefully Florida State can take this one and force a game 3 on Friday. So let us know in the comments below. Who do you think wins this one? Does Oklahoma get the 3-peat? Do they close it out, or can Florida State come alive and force a game 3? Take care, everyone.